Why, hello again. Welcome back.
Hi, how's it going?
Here we go again. This officially a thing. Okay.
Is it always officially going to be a thing in the next episode?
Yeah, it's a thing. We're not stopping now, man. We're cranking out episodes, and you can clearly see that we're dedicated because I'm always here.
One of these days, we're going to skip doing this thing, whatever this thing is.
I don't know. Are you saying we're going to stop recording episodes?
No,
is this it? The final episode?
It's the final episode. It's been a good run, good few episodes.
Yeah, I remember back when we first started, man, it was like the studio looked completely different, and like, look at it now. We grew.
It looks the same.
No, it doesn't. The Berserk poster.
Anyway, today we're going to be talking about Gintama. Oh, Gintama!
I know. For once, we're not talking about One Piece or anything else that's really current, as we've been doing for a while now. Because with us being people that have watched a lot of shonen anime for a while, I've gotten the recommendation to pick up Gintama from quite a few people, especially on Twitter, and how much it's talked about on Twitter.
Yeah, I mean, Gintama is one of those series that kind of stood the test of time for a good amount of time.
Right.
And it was one of those, like, it was higher up there with a lot of the shonen that were running in Shonen Jump. You had Gintama, Naruto, One Piece,
and for some reason on like
my
anime list, if you guys use that, like it's too. The first two seasons are like still like top 10 to this day.
Yeah, it's crazy like how much, like how highly rated and highly spoken Gintama is. So like, you know, what else could we do but watch Gintama for the first time?
Right, and it's a really new thing for me. Not new, but it's something a little different from what I've been watching. Not talking about the show itself, but the first few episodes aired like early 2000s. We're talking like 04.
Yeah.
So the aspect ratio is different on my computer screen when I watch it.
It's really old.
Yeah.
I guess not really old, but it's old in comparison to where we are now.
Yeah, from where we're starting.
Yeah.
So the things I heard about Gintama at first, because a lot of people are saying, oh, you'll love it since you love like a lot of shonen series. They reference a lot of shonen series. I'm like, oh yeah, I love JoJo and I love references. I mean, when watching like the first couple episodes, you see the main character Gintoki reading Shonen Jump, and I think already
that's pretty meta.
Yeah, that's funny as hell, and we're obviously we're gonna be getting a lot more of that because it seems that their game is being always meta.
Yeah, which I'm so down for. I'm pretty down for meta humor, especially when it's utilized correctly.
Yeah.
I really like this self-awareness that it has so far. I mean, I guess before we kind of have what we like about it right now, can we talk a bit more about what we expected prior to even starting it? Also, I guess spoilers ahead if you haven't seen Gintama. This is our first time watching it, so we don't really know too much about it. Again, so we'll jump into expectations of what we think or thought we were gonna see. Right.
So with me, I've seen shots and like one-shot clips of Gintama. Like some people like on some of those anime threads, it's like, what's the funniest scene in anime in all time? I remember roughly a quarter of those videos would be just Gintama moments because like it's such a long running series and apparently there's a lot to choose from. So I did watch like one scene and it was just really funny to me because it's the way the main character goes about trying to do things when he does things very unheroically. And I was really excited to watch a shonen series where the main character isn't really like, he is this badass hero, but he's not a badass hero kind of deal. And I'm sure we're going to see a lot more of that. And I like that. It's something that I kind of like wanted to see differently in shonen. Because every shonen I've seen is kind of like, I'm going to be the best in the world. I'm going to topple this big villain or this big society. And it's a coming of age story, as we've seen a lot of these. You see that in My Hero. You see that in Naruto. It's a little different for Dragon Ball, except during like the beginning. But Gintama to me, like, it's one of those things where, like, you know right off the bat this isn't your typical show, and that's not saying what's shown it. This is really not your typical show. Like, the scene I saw was the main character saving the day by blocking a bunch of knives, and you think, oh yeah, he came in and blocked all of them and saved the young girl. And then as they deduced through that moment, they said, no, see, he missed a knife there. Yeah, look, there's a knife in his head. Yeah, look, the person behind him is wounded. And so, like, I can't wait to see that, because they're like, yeah, you jumped in and, like, you
tried.
You tried. And I'm like, I've never seen such a thing. It's so absurd. Yeah. And I love that. So, and from what other people were telling me, they're saying that, yes, there are those moments, but then you have really cool, badass moments that, like, you crave, and it's, like, it's really good. And so it's all around positive from what I hear from other people when it comes to the recommendations.
Yeah, exactly. So for my expectations, I've heard pretty much mostly positive things about Gintama. I kind of, the surface level knowledge I know about Gintama is, well, the fact that, like, it tried to end maybe 3 or 4 times, but then the author was like, psych, it's not done yet, and then, you know, you kind of get blue-balled into thinking that it's going to be over. I just kind of remember that happening.
Oh, and I didn't know that.
And then it finally actually ended, and then people are like, is he joking? No?
So they're basically trolling their fans, like, a ton.
I don't know. Again, this is very surface-level knowledge about Gintama. And all I know is that it's supposed to be funny, you know, humorous, that the characters are awesome, that it has a great female cast. I don't know, it's just very, like, I don't know anything. Like, I'm kind of going in blind on this.
Right.
Though I do expect, I don't know, I guess, am I setting my expectations high because of everyone else? Like, I don't want that to happen.
That's the interesting about receiving recommendations on a series that a lot of people genuinely believe is good, because the difference with that is that when someone recommends their favorite series, they're only recommending it to you because they thought it was good. So let's say, like, if one person were to recommend Gintama, I think, wow, this person genuinely likes that series. But the fact that me and you weren't really asking why we should watch it, we never stopped hearing about it from the
so it's kind of just been around, like, Twitter and I guess Reddit and stuff. Another thing, so like you, I've always seen clips. Another clip that I've seen about Gintama that made me really appreciate its humor and how meta it is I believe there's an episode where they kind of talk about, like, filler arcs and like kind of like the storyline and how it goes.
They did like a squiggle arrow.
Yeah, and I thought that was pretty cool. Like how meta it can be. So I guess I'm excited to really see the meta humor. I'm excited to see, you know, if it's kind of like if you've ever seen the movie Click, the Adam Sandler movie, where it's like you expected just to be going there and just laughing the entire time, then all of a sudden you're just crying at some point because it just took such a, like, left turn. And I'm kind of expecting that with Gintama, where, you know, I'm gonna be laughing or just enjoying this, like, lax environment, and then all of a sudden something serious really happens, and then you're in a puddle of emotions. And I love that. I love getting blindsided by emotions, especially in anime like this.
So pretty much this series is what we could say is unpredictable.
Sure.
Because, I mean, in my experience watching it so far, I haven't really been able to predict much, even with the slapstick comedy that we're always seeing. And it's what I would consider a pretty generic cast of characters, in my opinion. Like, you know, you have the main character, you have a strong character, you have the character that's, like, mostly the voice of reason, and I've seen this kind of concoction before, plus all the extras on top of that. So, and keep in mind, this is a series that's, what I've noticed, has gotten progressively better over time. You know, they say, oh, the next season's even better, and I can't wait for this arc, I can't wait for this arc on top. So I think that does kind of make that thing where it's like, oh, this better be good because so many people are talking about it, and that's what I'm scared of. Is like this better be the best thing ever. That it better make a.
So you are setting your expectations really high.
Sadly, I am. I'd be lying to you if I said my expectations weren't high, because the people who are recommending it to me are people who I would trust have really good taste in anime.
Okay.
We won't get into who has better taste in anime. Apparently, I have terrible taste, but it's really like you have terrible taste.
Yeah, you like goop.
Yeah, I know. You say that like that's
you have
a bad
terrible
thing.
taste. Anyway,
we're gonna have a Girls Who Panzer episode.
We are not.
I swear.
We are not.
It'll be just me talking. I don't mind that.
That's a terrible episode.
It's gonna be the best episode of all time. Well, you won.
Anyway, past goop.
No.
Continue.
That's pretty much all I have with Gintama. Like, it looks like a show right off the bat that I would enjoy watching, even back then when I was watching other shonens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess something that's kind of stopped me or like made me delay watching Gintama all this time. I guess it goes for like with people with One Piece and stuff. It's very long, you know. It's kind of intimidating to see how many episodes there are and then want to jump straight into it, especially with a fandom that's so dedicated. And I think, you know, we kind of took this as the opportunity, this podcast's opportunity to, hey, you know what? Let's talk about it. Let's watch it for the first time, and then we'll talk about it. So, for this episode, we've watched episodes 1 through 10 of Gintama. I don't know if that's enough of a chunk to really get a good feel for Gintama or to really say too much about it. This is kind of an introduction, and we'll go from here. Hopefully, we'll space out the episodes so that, you know, it's 10 through 50 or something. I don't know. We'll see.
Especially since this is such a big show, like there are going to be arcs. When we start hitting like a certain arc, and we have an idea that it's going to be a long one, or this is, you know, I'll probably tell some of my my friends like, hey, I just started watching this part. Is this part of a big arc? Without spoiling, then they'll say, yeah, episodes blank through blank is this arc, and that's really good. And so then we'll have each episode be an arc. Essentially, we want to do this right. We want to do right by Gintama and its fans, and discuss this in a fair way. But for now, episodes 1 through 10, this is the Gintama introduction for us. So we spoke about what we expected from the series, and now let's talk about the first 10 episodes. For sure, yeah. And like, people talk the 3 episode rule with the shonen series plus anything that's really big. I'd say more than 10 episodes would equal the 3 episode rule, because it's hard to judge a long series by 10. Yeah. But this all we're able to squeeze in at the moment. So with the first 10 episodes, I got what I was kind of expecting. You know, the main character is reading Shonen Jump. He keeps talking about it, like, oh, that's his like addiction right now is sweets and Shonen Jump. And I'm like, oh yeah.
No, he needs the sugar. Remember,
he does it. Sorry, yeah, he does need the sugar actually, because he gets really angry if you take that away from him. When I look at all the other characters, when I look at the setting. Sorry, I'm jumping all over the place. When I look at the setting, it's very interesting almost. It kind of reminds me of a little bit like Dragon Ball. Like, you have normal humans, normal people.
I can kind of see what you're getting
plus
at.
It's like a bigger universe, but we're here in this one Earth.
It's just so odd, because it's like it's this Edo time period where it's all samurais, but suddenly aliens come and speed up the process of how time goes. But however, it's still frozen within this kind of Edo period. So it's like a big like juxtaposition of like old style samurai with new age technology. And because I don't know, I just thought it's such an interesting setting. Like, you never see that.
Yeah, it's kind of funny how you have this group of people that live in it's the future, but it's not the future. It's basically what would happen if aliens swooped in at a certain time in history, which in itself is pretty funny. Like, aliens landing during Edo period. What if aliens landed in the caveman age? You know, it's,
I don't know. It's just it's so weird, because like you kind of just have to accept everything for what it is. All the like you kind of have to think like, you know, even though it's set in the past with sped up like technology because of the aliens, you kind of have to accept, you know, like whatever is modern. Like I don't know if during that time they had toilet paper, but like, you know, if they have toilet paper here, you know, you kind of just don't question it.
Right. Or if like during this time, because I know they are emphasizing in the series, which I think is a really interesting, like maybe future plot point, the fact that these aliens known as the Amantos are more or less like the dominant species, and they more or less oppress the ones who try to rise up as samurai, or they just try to take control, or like, you know, obviously there's that line of like, oh, I'm superior over you because you're just a weak human kind of thing, and so us humans try to stay the hell away from them. But there's some who firmly believe that like, no, these people are not of our country, we should take our country back, but we're not strong enough to take our country back. That I like how that's kind of like an overarching thing that happens, because there's always that whole, hey, you can't step in that embassy, you're gonna cause
and there was like a whole war about it. At least there's this implied, not really implied, but they talk about this war between the samurai and the alien and the Amanto, and I feel like I want to see more from it, because I did hear before that Gintoki is suffering from PTSD from someone, at least if I'm remembering correctly, and we do see him participate in this war, and it looked like that he left for whatever reason. Maybe he was tired of fighting. And I do want to see more of that background, like, you know, more of it explored. However, I feel like it's gonna be in a way that's just so humorous, but we kind of have to just read between the lines, sort of thing.
Right. Like, why doesn't he use a real sword?
Yeah, maybe. Like I said, maybe he's just tired of killing people.
Right.
You know, it could be like Kenshin with his, you know,
exactly
backwards blade. You know, he's done killing people.
Right.
But I don't know. Yeah, his character so far is interesting in that aspect. Gintoki seems like he's just such like a careless guy, probably because of what happened to him, and that this is this way of dealing with it. His character kind of just changed, and I'm hoping to see that moment where like he has to be so serious that he, like, you know, snaps into his like fighting mode and has to fight someone seriously.
Killer mode.
Yeah, and then like maybe Kagura and Shinpachi have to be like, you know, Gintoki, this is, I don't know,
this isn't you.
But I don't know. Maybe he doesn't get that serious. Maybe it's just, you know, funny. I don't know. Like I honestly still don't know what to expect from this show. Like the first 10 episodes have been like mostly episodic. What, not necessarily episode, but it's more just humor. Yeah, you know,
odd job skin.
Is what
they're called, which is a really great way to set up an episodic nature. It's whatever comes to our door, we're gonna do. It reminds you of, like, you know, it almost reminds you of Bebop, where it's like, yeah, we're bounty hunters, but wherever we could find it, you know, we'll take it, and hopefully we get paid. Because this whole joke with their odd jobs company is they got nothing, man.
They're poor,
always broke, and you got the landlord like, hey, you better pay me, man.
Yeah, so some of my favorite gags are like
this is a good one.
Like Gintoki not paying his rent, Gintoki saying something to like Shinpachi and Kagura and saying like, you know, I'm gonna take this out of your salary, and then there's like, well, you haven't paid us yet. And then my most favorite one that Gintoki has done, but I recently, I guess in episode 9 or 10, one of the characters did. One of my favorite gags is when something goes horribly wrong, like say they think they killed someone, or something happens, and they're like, we gotta find a time machine. Gotta find a time machine.
It doesn't work like that. Chill.
Like, help me find a time machine. And I was cracking up. Yeah. Like, I was like, bro, like, this is gonna be the best running gag ever.
Right. So
I just can't wait till like they do that gag and they actually find a time machine. You know, I don't know if that'll happen, but
Gintama fans, you might be enjoying this moment right now.
I'm just like, you know, speaking it out there. Maybe he does find a time machine, and that's a whole plot point. You know, they use the gag to turn it to an episode.
Oh yeah, that's right. So all the running gags just become like part of this really big thing.
I don't know. But it'll be awesome.
Yeah. I think my favorite gag right now is how they're always like breaking the fourth wall. like, we can't show that. This is a this is a kid show. Or like, wait, how come they're the main characters? Hey, you haven't seen me? Play the opening.
Yeah,
play the opening in the middle.
Gintoki's just like, we haven't played the opening yet, and then it's like in the middle of the episode. I was like, what the heck?
In my mind, I'm like, this is great. Like, I have to watch the entire episode because there are probably some people that are like, oh, just skip this part, or skip the
what was it by episode 4? Because like Shinpachi in the beginning is like explaining the setting that they're in, and then at some point Ginto's like, let's just skip this. Like we're done with doing this.
It's like, but what if people are joining in now? It's like they'll figure it out, okay? Or how now their new segment at the end of the episode is like them in class, right?
Yeah.
I just thought it was super funny how at the end of one episode is like, what? Don't expect something special for you in the end. Get out of here. And I was like, oh, damn it, like, they got me. And like, that's right. Like, I was expecting at the end of credits, like, oh, we can get another classroom segment. And he's like, oh, get out of here. I was like, oh. So they're messing with us right now.
It's great. Yeah. So one thing though with the running gags, especially the one that you brought up with them kind of breaking the fourth wall, with them knowing that it's an anime, like I haven't gotten much screen time or whatever. Something that makes me wonder is like, do I have to read the manga now? Because like I feel like the meta humor in the Gintama anime is geared towards the anime because they speak like, oh hey, we haven't played the opening yet, like. Right. Like, I wouldn't necessarily call it filler. I would just say it's like, would it just be humor exclusive to the anime then?
Right,
because would the humor be different in the manga? Like, say, like they do specific plot points that they reach, but is there manga specific humor?
Like, oh, did you skip a page? Go back one.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I want to know. Like, do I have to consume Gintama, both manga and anime, to get all the funny jokes?
Yeah, because they also mentioned in the anime, it's like, hey, if we don't step it up, man, we're going to get a different time slot.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, are they for real? Like, because I heard from some people who are fans of the series is that the animators and creators of this really do poke fun really hard at the production studios and stuff like that. Like, apparently, so this was an episode, and this isn't really the biggest spoiler. I'm not sure how you are. I'm not going to spoil the plot point.
Like future Gintama spoilers?
So there's an episode where they just talk. It was literally front of their shop, right? And it's an entire episode with just
Oh my god.
And I think they do that to jab at them, saying, oh, our animation budget got cut. Yeah, isn't that weird? Yeah, why is it that they do that? And it's just them
I can't wait to get to that.
And I'm
episode.
like, oh my god, are they like really like crapping on like the company? Like, hey, you guys said that we had low budget, so here you go.
I don't know. We'll see when we get there.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
So something I thought was interesting was that the first 2 episodes of Gintama were like this self-contained arc where we have all of the characters and they're helping this guy who's like broke, who loses everything like week by week.
The worst weeks ever.
I don't know. I just thought that was an interesting way to introduce the series. And then after those first 2 episodes, and then we kind of reset back to the beginning where Gintoki meets Shinpachi, meets Kagura. We just met Sadaharu, I believe that's the dog's name.
Yeah, the dog is so cute, by the way.
Dog is really freaking cute.
Love that cute.
And I kind of like how it is, like how it set that up for us. Like we kind of see a taste of everyone in the midst of it, like after they've built this relationship, and we see kind of an early introduction to some of the gags that happen, and then we jump into where we meet everyone for the first time. I guess we could talk about some of the characters. So Shinpachi, he's like the straight man of the group. He
I like how you say that.
He's the straight man. However, he's also the idol lover. Like he has his quirk. He freaking loves idols, and he's the glasses guy. I don't know. I like him so far. He's the serious character, but he knows, or at least the show or the creator knows how to carry him in a way where he is the straight man, but can be hilarious too. Because that episode with the idol, he was the leader of the cheer squad,
right?
You know,
and to go into that idol episode, obviously, because I'm a hardcore Love Life fan here. that guy that broke out of jail to see like
the dad.
Yeah, the dad that broke out to see like his daughter perform an idol thing. When Gintama was like, dude, you broke out of jail. You're 1 day in jail to come to this weird idol show. And I was like, understandable. I would do the same thing too.
Of course you would.
If it was Aqua Spinal Live and I was in prison in Japan, I'd break out. Understandable.
Of course you would.
but it's like moments like that where I'm thinking like, yeah, this is great. Like there's idols in this episode, and then you have a big monster attacking an idol. So the whole setting with all these aliens kind of opens up a lot more possibilities of what can happen. And speaking of like aliens stuff like that, you know, Kagura isn't an alien, but she's part of a warrior.
No, she technically is in Amanto, isn't she?
Yes.
She's humanoid.
Yeah, she's part of a warrior.
Or she looks human.
A warrior race.
Yeah.
She's like, you know, like,
yo, she's
like
great.
Goku.
I'm wearing. I don't know if you guys can see it. For those that are actually watching and not just listening, I'm wearing a Kagura shirt, and I got this before I watched Gintama because I knew I was gonna watch Gintama and like Kagura, and I love Kagura. She's so adorable.
Yeah, she's great.
She's like quirky. She picks her nose all the time.
They all pick their nose.
That's true. All she does is eat, and it's great. And she's so strong.
I know.
She's a strong girl.
I find it hilarious that they just have that one freakishly strong person. In my mind, I'm like, you could solve like every problem with her. But she's like such a dimwit. It's like, damn it, you're so strong, but it's like sometimes you don't use your head. And it's like of course, like that's how it's supposed to be. So far in the 10 episodes we watched, we have yet to see that ninja girl, which I'm really excited
to see. Saw her like once in the first 2 episodes.
Yeah,
right?
and she's like a masochist, and, like, in love with Gintoki, and I'm just like, nice. I like this. And I don't know what the deal with her stirring Nato is, but I'm pretty sure that's got to be something with how she is. I don't know. When I saw her, I was like, I don't know why I like looking at her. And
I don't have a best girl. Like I like Kagura, but I don't know if I quite have a best girl or favorite character yet.
Way too early to discuss, but I will say there is potential in this anime. I do like almost all the girls in this anime except for the landlord.
Oh, speaking of characters, Hijikata, as soon as he spoke his first words, I was like, "Oh man, it's Zoro."
Yeah,
That's Zoro's voice actor, and that's got me hyped. So I have this bias towards Hijikata right now because of his voice actor.
Oh, right. No, kind of the same with me. When he was shouting, I was like, "That sounds familiar," and on Mac, I was like, "It sounds like Zoro." I swear to God. And then confirmed, it's Zoro. And I was like,
it's Zoro. So One Piece fans out there, if you haven't watched Gintama, this might persuade you a bit or push you in that direction, because that definitely like not necessarily hooked me in the show, but made me more interested knowing that Zoro's voice actor is also in this.
It's a nice addition, and I'm really grateful for that. I mean, all the other voice actors, I can't link them right now. Like, I'm not saying there's more One Piece voice actors in this series. I assume that, you know, within Shonen Jump they try to like use the same actors that are available on hand. But
what's crazy to me with all of these characters that we talk about, they all have like these different character interactions, these different running gags with each other. You know, they all have like one-to-one like interactions that kind of you see throughout whenever they see each other again. Like Gintoki and Katsura, he calls him Zura. That's a running gag between the two of them.
Is that a Love Live reference? Zura?
Hijikata and I forgot, is it Soro or whatever?
Kondo.
Like, no. Kondo's the chief. No, I'm talking about the other guy
the dude with
the bazooka rocket launcher thing. Like they have this gag together. It looks like Hijikata and Gintoki are about to have like a running gag. You see what I'm saying? Like there's such a vast, not vast so far, but like I feel like there will be like a number of characters, core characters within the series, and all of them will be able to have running gags with each other. I don't know, that's kind of what I'm predicting. I'm excited to see that.
And you could say like they're all completely different kind of deal. And I think it is really funny though when other characters use the gags of other, you know, like going back, the time machine one where Gintoki's like, let me find a time machine. You have that other alien that was like,
it's like, let me find after they hit Gintoki and them with the car, he's like, let's find a time machine.
I was like, wait, you too? So that's why I'm looking forward to more of the gags. Not really recycled, but it's just funny seeing a character that's only there for like one day, or maybe a villain who's gonna be like, let's find a time machine. It's like, wait, that's my thing, and then maybe Gintoki will address it like, whoa, that's my joke. How dare you take that? So there's a lot of possibilities that are most likely going to be unpredictable for us, which keeps the show really fresh. Of course, we're always going to see them being broke. I'm under the assumption that they'll never make it big, like just like in Bebop, they never like get like the big one.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like the joke is that they're perpetually just going to be poor and never really have money, which I'm kind of okay with. Like, I think it's funny that he hasn't paid his rent, but he still somehow is able to live there. And
he's like 6 months behind.
He's tried to pay his rent with different things. Like, he tried to pay off his rent with Sadaharu. Yeah. I thought that was pretty funny.
It was mean, but yeah, I get it. Yeah, overall, the opening really catchy.
Oh, really catchy.
Hey baby, why? That's the only words I know. It's great. And the ending theme,
you ruined it,
dude. Thank you. Oh, speaking of other like random characters in gag, the dude playing badminton, what's his deal?
I don't
have you noticed that? Just
no.
So like, in like the opening, like you see like a 2-frame shot of like looking at all the Shinsengumi. You see him just serving. I'm like, okay.
Oh no, you're right, because there's an episode where they're like doing morning training.
Yeah,
and he's like, "Are you still playing badminton?"
That's why, because like he's not really playing. He's just alone, like swinging it. And then when you look at the ending thing, when he shows all the characters, you still see him like, I don't think we know his name.
I need to know his backstory. I need to know his motives in life.
There's got to be like a badminton.
Does he have a dream? Is there a reason for him to playing badminton? Did he lose someone? I don't know.
Yeah, why are you part of the Shinsengumi when you're not training and doing your job, when you're just playing badminton? So I think it's those other subtle things in the anime that I'm looking forward to. Like, you're probably gonna see this one character that's like kind of in the background. Is he important? Why is he doing that? And then like they progressively push him forward to the front lines of like, wait, you're a thing?
Yeah.
Like you're someone? Like when they finally addressed him playing badminton, I was dying. I was like, see, thank you, because I'm not blind. I see that dude in the opening.
Okay, so since we've seen 10 episodes, what are you hoping to expect from this series from this point on? Like example, so for me, there's a character that we haven't been introduced to yet, but I see her all the time, especially with like people saying when they speak about Gintama and like strong female characters, it's the blonde hair lady with
is that the one that has her blonde hair tied up?
Yeah, so yeah. I'm excited to see her. So things that I'm excited for, I'm excited to see her. I'm excited to see where these running gags go, see how many go through. I want to see more meta humor. I know they poke a lot of fun at, like, you know, Dragon Ball, One Piece.
I wish I had like a Bankai.
Yeah, like I want to see more of those types of gags. Like, I'm excited to say the least about what's to come. You know, I want to see why it's so highly rated. You know.
Sure. With me, I exactly what you want or what you're saying. I can't wait to see like why, like. You can kind of say, like, right now, like, I know it's not true, but, like, these first 10 episodes doesn't scream best shonen of all time, in my opinion. But the one thing I'm really looking forward to is the first big arc. You know, is there
yeah, because right now we're kind of, like, in these mini arcs, kind of just a preview of what the series is.
Right, and it's not necessarily anything bad. We're just still trying to get our feet wet and kind of know the characters, know the setting, kind of understand these
because I guess there are arcs in this series, like, which is kind of weird to me because right now it doesn't seem very story really, or I guess no, that's false. There is some story, but it's not heavy on that quite yet. So I want to see, you know, how the characters grow and where it takes them.
Like, there's not really with comedy series, there's not really a story arc with comedy series. It's joke, or problem of the episode with all of our gags sprinkled in.
So I see what you're saying. Like, I want to see how it handles an arc to see, like, if it's a serious arc or if it's just funny or if there's just some end goal that we have to see and then they progressively get to. I don't know.
Yeah. Like, what is the end goal of Gintama right now? We still don't know what the point of all this is.
Yeah, I mean, like, One Piece, Pirate King, Naruto, Hokage,
My Hero
become the number one hero. You know, things like that.
Goku become the strongest technically. It's
like what is the overlying or over like the general theme of this? Like what is the goal?
Like I went as far as not reading the synopsis, and I think I made the right decision doing that, or else I feel like the synopsis would spoil it.
I mean, I feel like the synopsis wouldn't really offer. Yeah, it wouldn't offer anything helpful. Yeah. It would just say like what we kind of saw from the first few episodes, and then you know, it's such a long series that it can't tell everything.
Yeah, yeah. And I want to see like JoJo references, because if we're talking within shonen, they're gonna talk about everything that's shonen related from whatever they want kind of deal. So I'm hoping to see like a JoJo reference. I want to see what other shonens were airing during that time. The romance ones, right? Romance shonen series.
I guess so. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe they'll throw in a harem sort of thing. Yeah. I don't know. I honestly don't know what to expect in the running gags. All I really know is that they poke fun of at least the battle shonens.
That's all we could ask for so far. Yes.
Yeah.
I love this.
So yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see more of Gintama. 10 episodes isn't really, at least the first 10 episodes doesn't really constitute too much of a discussion.
For sure.
Not too much really happened quite yet. It's getting the band together, you know, the very early stages of Gintama. I hope we get to introduce to more characters. But yeah, is there anything else that you're expecting or wanting to talk about Gintama so far from episodes 1 through 10?
That's pretty much it. I just really am looking for a serious moment from Gintoki, because, you know, like him pulling that deal with like breaking his own sword and giving it to the enemy, and then like hilarious. When it broke, I was like, oh dude, like you're cool, but come on man, that's kind of messed up. Like come on.
Yeah, he's the hero that's not the hero.
I know, that's so weird, right? Yeah. Like I have this weird faith in him.
He's a non-heroic hero,
but I haven't seen him do really anything heroic kind of deal. So, but my money's on him. If he's in a fight, I'm thinking like, yeah, he's got him, but he's obviously probably gonna blow our expectations in some direction. So we'll see what happens. And overall, as of right now, I am actually really happy I started watching this series, because this was long overdue for me. Definitely
long overdue. I'm hoping we can watch more and talk more about Gintama, do more of these sort of discussion episodes. If there's anything else that you'd like us to watch and discuss, let us know in the comments down below. Like we do the movie discussions after we watch them. We could do another series, one that's already finished airing or one that's currently airing. I don't know.
Right. We'll do our best to get to the ones that a lot of people have been talking about. That's kind of something that I've been trying to work on is, you know, as much as I like to preach to people about watching One Piece and watching like all these other popular series that they haven't gotten to, you know, the amount of people that told me to pick up Demon Slayer was like never ending. I'm at the point now where I'm not really all about seasonals, so I am now at the point where I'm really willing to pick up a series that a lot of classics and just people that are like, dude, you haven't watched that yet. Like I kind of want to press that down now. Like like one is Cardcaptor Sakura. I've yet to watch that, and you guys, my whole friend group, they never stop talking about it.
That's a classic. You know, I haven't seen Steins Gate all the way through yet. I've watched maybe the first 4 episodes. See, I need to watch all of it.
Yeah, so let us know if you guys would be cool for that. Because if I've seen Steins Gate, I'd like to pick your brain on it, and then vice versa. If I watch Cardcaptor Sakura, you could pick my brain.
Yeah, well, we'll play it by ear. You know, like just. But if there's other series out there that are highly watched, like I haven't watched Monster or like Legend of the Galactic Heroes.
Me neither.
Maybe we'll talk about those eventually.
Yeah, and we know those are ones that are classics that people like have still regard as like really great anime to this day. So yeah, we'll do it. Just let us know.
Yeah, just let us know. Don't forget to follow us on our social media, on Twitter at ManimeTV, on Instagram. Subscribe to us on YouTube. You're already listening to this podcast video type thing. Might as well just follow us now.
Yeah, and suggest any other topics you want us to cover. So whether it's sub versus dub, whether it's, you know, we did a live action episode, you guys could check that out. And if there's anything that you guys are interested in us talking about, you know what to do.
All right. See you guys in the next one.
Later.
Bye.